Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Susan's Just Making It. I'm Susan and I am here making stuff, messes, chaos, and making it through life. If you've been here before, welcome back. And if this is your first time watching, welcome. If you like today's video, don't forget the thumbs up. It's right down here. And while you're at it, consider hitting that red subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you hit that button, you might as well hit the notification bell too, so you know every time new content is uploaded. So today's video is part of a 2-channel collab between my channel, Susan's Just Making It, and Bonnie over at Bonnie's Bargains. This is our military and veterans appreciation collab, and Bonnie and I knew that we wanted to do a collab together, and when she contacted me about it finally being time for us to do our collab, she said that she wants to do all of our collabs this month related to Memorial Day, which is coming at the end of the month. And I said that that was great. I was on board for a few reasons. First of all, not only is Memorial Day at the end of the month, but May is also Military Appreciation Month. So we don't have to wait till Memorial Day to show our appreciation. We can do it all month long, and for that matter, all year long. So one reason I was excited about doing the collab was because it is a little close to my heart. My father was in the military. He served in the U.S. Army and the U.S. Navy when he was younger, and he was also a Purple Heart recipient. And he passed 4 years ago. If he was still alive, he would be 83, and he is now laid to rest at the Woodlawn National Cemetery down in Elmira, New York. And I would like to show you a picture from when he was in the military, when he was much younger. And with that being said, I am very proud of the man that my father was, and I am very honored to have been his daughter. He taught me a lot of wonderful life lessons, and yeah, so I was definitely on board when it comes to appreciating the military and the veterans. So anyway, I wanted to, before I get into it, I wanted to share some quotes that I found that are very relevant and I really liked and wanted to share with you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and read. I have them written down here, and then I want to get into the information that I want to share. And please stay till the end, because Bonnie and I are both doing a giveaway, and we'll talk about that at the end of our videos. So I found these quotes and I thought they were really, really great. So America without her soldiers would be like God without his angels. There is nothing nobler than risking your life for your country. I have long believed that sacrifice is the pinnacle of patriotism, and this nation will remain the land of the free only so long as it is the home of the brave. So I thought those were really accurate quotes, and I really enjoyed them. So I want to start off by saying that I will apologize in advance if this dwells a little bit on the negative, but I wanted to talk about a lot of the sacrifices that are made from those that serve in the military, just so that you understand why appreciating our military members and veterans is important. And I do apologize if it tends to lean more that way, and I'm also going to apologize because I will from time to time look at my notes, because there's quite a few things I kind of want to touch on and I don't want to forget anything. So with that being said, I do want to mention that our country has a voluntary military, meaning that all of our service people volunteer to be a part of the military, and they do so knowing that there is a great chance that potentially they could be sacrificing our life if the opportunity presents itself. So that in and of itself, I think, deserves the utmost respect. They are volunteering to take that risk. In doing so, these individuals volunteer to be a part of the military to protect our country and to preserve the rights that we often take for granted. Things that we take for granted on a day-to-day basis are being maintained because of the people that serve our country. So I think that that needs to be recognized. Sometimes we're not even aware that that's the case. And you know the saying that freedom doesn't come free, it's very true. Now Memorial Day is a day that we take once a year to honor and observe those that have lost their life in the line of duty, and you know, basically have given the ultimate sacrifice. So that is what Memorial Day is all about. Now, I do want to take a quick moment to clarify the difference between Memorial Day and Veterans Day. A lot of people don't really think there's much of a difference, and there is. You know, Memorial Day is when we honor those that have fallen while serving the country, whereas Veterans Day is just a day to recognize and honor those that have served, not necessarily died while you know, serving the country, but they did serve the country. So, you know, we have one holiday to recognize the fallen, and then another holiday to recognize all that have served. So I wanted to touch on first of all the active military and some of the sacrifices they make when they sign on to when they enlist and sign on to take on that role. First of all, a lot of people aren't aware that enlisted members don't make a lot of money. They have a very modest income. No one is getting rich off serving in the military. So with that being said, they are serving and they do live quite modestly. Another thing is, when you think about a job or a career, you're always assuming that you're going to find something that's a good fit for you and something that you want to do. Well, when people enlist in the military, that's really not an option. That if you change your mind, you know, 3, 6, 8 months down the road, oh, I'll just quit and try something else. That's not the case. When you enlist, you are obligated for a minimum of 4 years. There is no changing your mind. You can't just get out of your job without facing serious legal ramifications. You know, that's called AWOL, going AWOL, absent without official leave, and there's serious consequences to that. And once you are in the military, it's no longer about you. You are no longer necessarily an individual. You are part of a team. And it should also be noted that you are at that point property of the United States government, you know. So it's something that thank goodness that people take on that responsibility and obligation, but it's just that, an obligation. I'm not trying to dwell only on the negative, because some people go into the military and are able to make a career of it, and that's wonderful. But some people just enlist, they do their 4 years or re-enlist and do 8 or whatever the case may be. But there's great obligation to that. First of all, the military is very physically demanding. They have to go through basic training, and they have to maintain a certain level of physical fitness. So there are a lot of physical demands involved there. A lot of enlisted individuals are separated from their families for extended periods of time, which can prove to be very difficult for the enlisted member as well as their family. A lot of service people, men and women that are married, a lot of the responsibility of day-to-day life and household responsibilities falls on the spouse that's left behind while they're stationed elsewhere. It can be very stressful for that person carrying the load. Not only that, it is also very difficult to the children that are in military families. There's a lot of absent parent, you know, times where the parent is absent, as well as you don't really have much of a choice sometimes about where you're stationed. And a lot of military families move around a lot, and that can be very difficult on the children. Getting used to making new friends, a new environment, a new school, and so forth. It's very difficult to adjust sometimes. So it's not just the enlisted person making the sacrifices, their families do as well. And maybe the enlisted person is not married or has a spouse, but they do have parents and siblings and things like that that you know, have to deal with their family member being absent for extended periods of time. Now, in this day and age, a lot of what we take for granted is a lot of the fathers being involved when their children are being born and having the initial bonding experience. Some of the men that are away, stationed elsewhere while children are being born at home, miss that, and a lot of people take that for granted, and they miss out on it. Sometimes they don't see their child until they're months or even a year or so old. So that's another thing, something that we take for granted. sometimes is not a privilege that they have. Not only that, I wanted to talk about, like, when someone enlists, everyone automatically, oh, they're signing on to potentially risk their life. Not only risk their life, but also physical injury and mental stressors. I'm just trying to look at. I don't have any statistics yet, so I wanted to get into some statistics when I get to that point. But with that being said, yeah, a lot of sacrifices are made by people that are actively in the military. Now, with that being said, I want to kind of jump over and talk about the veterans themselves. Now, a lot of the veterans have a difficulty comes in when these individuals are transitioning from military to civilian life. Sometimes that can be a big adjustment, and some people struggle with that. Some don't, some do. With that being said, a lot of mental stressors come into play there. With them transitioning, the skill set when you're in the military is quite different from the skill set you need when you are living your civilian life. As a result, some people have a difficult time obtaining and maintaining employment once they're discharged from the military because of the different skill set and so forth. So that's something to be mindful of. And I'm just trying to look at some stuff here. Another thing that can make it difficult is the mental issues that can sometimes come about, especially if you're in combat, or if you have spent extended periods of time away from your family. That can take a great toll. Not only that, if a military member has served in combat, there's a good chance that they have war wounds or injuries that they are also dealing with and nursing. So those two combined have a lot to do with the sometimes the employment thing. And a lot of people that have served in combat or have been away from their family and loved ones for a long period of time do have mental stressors. Some of them suffer from things like post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, anxiety. A lot of veterans have issues with alcoholism and substance abuse. And even in some cases it has led to suicide. And like I said, not to be negative, I'm just trying to put the reality out there of some of the sacrifices and so forth that come along with taking on this obligation. Some veterans that are unable to maintain employment and also are dealing with either physical injuries or mental issues sometimes can become homeless because of that, because they don't get the care and social support that they need. And I think that's a really unfortunate thing, and I think that's a national tragedy that someone who was willing to serve their country and possibly give up their life should not be without basic human needs like shelter. And unfortunately that does happen sometimes. And I really think that society as a whole really needs to address that. But that's my personal opinion and all that, and I can feel very strongly about that. It's just I just don't understand how that can be such an issue. But I don't really want to get into that. That's something to say for another time. I just don't think somebody who served their country should not be taken care of. So anyway, I did want to throw a statistic out there that I thought was a little alarming. Currently, there are 970,000 veterans that are dealing with some level of disability, whether it be physical or mental. And I think that number is like pretty big. But I knew it was high, but when you put it into a number, it's kind of smacks you in the face. So anyway, I wanted to not make this entirely negative, but it kind of turned that way. And like I said, it's not meant to be negative. I just wanted to point out a lot of the sacrifices that are being made. So when people, some people will be like, oh, a whole month for military appreciation, Yeah, I think they deserve the appreciation. And some people will be like, okay, so what are some of the ways I can show appreciation if I, you know, some people may be very appreciative and thankful, but don't know quite what to do to show that. So I did come up with a list of a few ways to go about doing so. And I'm sure there's many more. These are just some that I kind of came up with. One of them is to wear your pride. We all break out the red, white, and blue on Memorial Day, Veterans Day, 4th of July, and such, but May's a perfect time to wear it a lot during the month, and for that matter, wear it all year long. You know, wear your red, white, and blue. Wear your patriotic t-shirts, your ball caps. Put a flag pin on your lapel, things like that. You may think it's small, but I'm sure an active member of the military or a veteran, and when they see that, it does make them feel good. You know, it's let's try to be patriotic a little bit more. Another thing that you could do is to donate to a military charity. With that being said, I was thinking about listing some of those charities in my description box, but I decided against it for a couple reasons. First of all, it's not my place to recommend one over another. That's entirely up to you if you choose to donate to a charity, what charity you decide to donate to. A word of caution would be to do some research when doing so. Look into it to make sure you see like what percentage of what's donated actually goes to the military member versus the charity, and stuff like that, and what the money is used for. So with that being said, if you decide that you want to donate, just research it a little bit before doing so to make sure it's what you really want to do. Another thing you can do to show your appreciation is to fly the flag. However, make sure you're flying the flag correctly. Some people aren't aware that there's a right and wrong way. Just flying the flag is not good enough. You have to show a certain level of respect when doing so. One example of this is if it's an old, tattered, dirty flag, it's actually disrespectful to fly it because it's just not honorable. So if your flag has seen better days, you might want to take it down and invest in a new one. And when you retire a flag, it should be folded properly. And if you're not aware of how to do that, I'm sure you could go to like a Legion and ask somebody. That I'm sure they'd be more than glad to show you how to do so, or you could even look it up on the internet, and I'm sure there's a lot of guides on how to do that. So that's the respectful way to do it. So those old flags need to be retired, and we need to get some new ones up, and then to observe all the other things involved with flying a flag correctly. And like I said, if you do a search on the internet, you will know what that entails. Okay, another thing is if you see a military member or a veteran out and about, buy them a drink, buy them a coffee, offer to pay for the meal. As a matter of fact, don't even offer, just pay for it. You know, I'm sure they'd be very appreciative, and it's a small gesture, but a bigger gesture to them. Another thing you can do is use social media. You know, go to social media and put your appreciation out there. You know, share events at the Legion and the VOA, and if you see something that is positive, you know, get on there on Facebook and Instagram and stuff and put it out there and share it. You know, there's no harm in it, you know, being patriotic and sharing those type of things. That's what social media is there for. We put enough drama up there. Let's start putting some positive stuff out there. Another thing you can do is send deployed military member a note or a card. There's a lot of agencies that are like the middle ground with doing so, that you can send the mail to them and then they can send it along. There's a lot of servicemen and women that are stationed that don't get a lot of mail, or they don't have a lot of people at home to correspond with. If you decide to send a note or a letter, try to keep it positive and upbeat. They have enough to deal with, I'm sure. Just, you know, keep it a neutral common ground to discuss, and it only takes a few minutes to sit down and write a quick letter or a card and send it along its way. And like I said, you can go on the internet, there's a lot of places that distribute that mail to who needs it. Another thing you can do is send a care package. There are a lot of military personnel that do not have some of the necessities, and sending care packages is one way to help them out with that. Again, you're going to want to get on the internet and look at what charities and organizations deal with that. They will either tell you what items to donate, or you can donate money for them to come up with care packages, or they have pre-made care packages that you can pay for what one of them cost, and then they can send it along to the military personnel that need it. So yeah, it just helps them to make sure they have some of the things they need. And I don't have a lot of information because it does change every so often. What may have applied a couple years ago may not apply now, so that's something worth researching and reaching out to do. Another thing you can do is pay your respects at a national cemetery or at a memorial. If you just happen to be visiting a national cemetery for a loved one and a memorial is going on, tactfully, show your respects at the same time. And on Memorial Day, instead of only having a barbecue, maybe you should try to visit a national cemetery and pay your respects. If you have a few extra dollars, go get some flowers or something and put them on a few of the graves. Just a suggestion. Another thing is, if you are somewhere where you see a veteran, if you're at a Legion, if you work in a nursing home, if you're a nurse at a hospital, anything like that where there's veterans, I will guarantee if you ask them about their service, they will be more than willing to discuss that with you. And a lot of the old timers that have served in the military love talking about their time in the military, and it's very much appreciated. I think we should reach out to the elderly population anyway and show more appreciation and stuff. They are still valuable members of our society, and they have a lot of wisdom and experience to share. And for the people that have been in the military and are getting along in their years, they enjoy talking about it. Now, my father had a lot of stories to tell, and I was always eager to listen. They were very interesting. These individuals have experienced different cultures, they've been to different places, and they have their little stories about their brothers in arms. And you may initially think that you're doing a good deed by sitting down to listen, but you may find that you're actually enjoying some of the stories. So, my dad was stationed in the Dominican Republic during one of their uprisings, and that's where he got injured, and as a result has his Purple Heart. And it's interesting to hear about different places and things like that. So, lend an ear. They want to tell you, unless it's really bad, then they'll probably tell you that, and you can respectfully choose to leave it alone. So another thing is, if you see an active military person in uniform, or you happen to be out and about and you see a veteran that is obvious that they're a veteran, wearing a cap or a t-shirt or something like that, or obviously if you're at a Legion or some type of event where there's going to be military personnel or veterans, it's as simple as just go up and thank them for their service. My father would wear his cap that he was a Purple Heart recipient, and there would be times that we were out in public and someone would come up randomly and thank him for his service. I mean, initially it would catch him off guard when someone would just randomly come up to talk to him, but he did appreciate it, and they're grateful for the recognition, and it only takes a minute to go up and say thank you. It's small gesture on our part, but it's very much appreciated on their part. I lost my train of thought. There was something I was going to throw in there, and I kind of left as quick as it came in my mind. Yeah, a thank you. Like I said, you'll see them in, you know, Walmart, you'll see them in McDonald's or whatever. Just go up and say thank you. And like I said, if it's a military member and you can get to them in time, pay for their meal or their coffee. You know, small gesture on our part, big appreciation on theirs. That's all I really had that I wanted to talk about in the video. I do want to talk about the giveaway. Bonnie and I are both doing a giveaway. We are both going to be giving away a $15 gift card to the Dollar Tree. Came up with $15 because since the Dollar Tree is no longer a dollar, now it's $1.25. It'll go a tiny bit farther than a $10 gift card that's often offered. And I'm not sure if she's doing hers electronically or a physical gift card. I will be doing a physical gift card, so it will be getting sent to the winner in the mail. And I'm just trying to think. We will be, I'm closing my giveaway next Friday on the 13th. I think she is as well, but I'm not positive. You're going to have to watch her video and see what her giveaway rules and guidelines are. We talked about selecting the winner for the giveaway, and we're going to use different methods to select the winner. We have found, Bonnie and I and a few other channels, that the random comment picker, sometimes the same name tends to come up in streaks, and so therefore I believe she's going to be using the random comment picker. I'm going to be using the wheel of names, where I will go in and whoever leaves the right word in the comment, I'll just take their name and plug it into the wheel of names and do mine that way. And we've also decided that there will be two separate winners, one for her channel, one for mine, that the same person cannot win both giveaways. So just to keep that in mind. And can't remember if I went over the giveaway rules at the beginning or not. I'll go ahead and go through them real quick because I can't remember. I've been a little scattered this week. You must be 18 or older. You must live in the lower 48 states in the United States. You must use the secret word in the comments in the form of a sentence. Let's see. We are not responsible once we mail the gift cards out for any loss, theft, damage, delayed delivery, or anything of that sort. Once we hand it over to the Postal Service, it is entirely in their hands. Once we announce the winner, or for myself, once I announce the winner, I will give approximately 48 hours for the winner to contact me with their mailing information, so that I can get the card out to them. And I may even throw in something along with it. I haven't decided yet. If I do not hear back from the winner within the time frame that I mention in my announcement video, sometimes it's 48 hours, sometimes it's more, I will go ahead and select a new winner. And YouTube is in no way affiliated with this giveaway. The Dollar Tree is in no way affiliated with this giveaway. This is something we are doing on our own. We have purchased the gift cards on our own. So with that being said, I think the secret word that I want to use for my giveaway is the word appreciation, because this is an appreciation collab. So make sure you leave it down in the comments in the form of a complete sentence if you would like a chance at winning the giveaway. And I want to thank everyone who has stayed to the end and watched the entire video. And like I said, you know, Memorial Day is coming up at the end of the month, but May is Military Appreciation Month, so why wait till Memorial Day? So that being said, I'm glad you listened to what I had to say, and I hope to see you guys again in my next video. And until then, bye.